Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lebanon Redevelopment Commission. This is Monday, February 12th, and we will begin the meeting as we do with every meeting, the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, guys, thank you very much for that. I do show that we have 100% attendance this evening. Thank you all so much for joining. This is our first meeting of the year, so with that, we do have the election of officers. Do we have...
I'll make a motion, if they're willing, to keep the same officers for 2024.
Okay, so just confirming.
If they're willing.
We have myself as president.
Is that okay with you?
We have a vacancy, so I believe Dr. Taylor was vice, but we had a vacancy at secretary. So, anyone love to be a secretary? Oh, Parks was the vice?
I was.
Look at that. I think we updated it.
There you go.
Okay, so therefore, your motion would be myself as president, Mr. Parks as vice president, and Dr. Taylor as secretary.
Okay, I could do that.
That would be the
If you're all
motion.
willing.
Any objections?
No.
Or any seconds to said
second it.
motion? We do have a second. All those in favor? Keith?
I want you guys to feel like it was a railroad job from this end.
It was just hard trying to figure out who was who for a minute. So we do have the motion in a second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye.
Aye.
That motion does carry. Thank you. Minutes. So we have two sets of minutes, one from 12:04 and one from 12:12. Both of those were special meetings. So I would entertain a motion to approve both of those meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion for 12:04 and 12:12 meeting minutes.
Motion to approve. You have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Motion with the second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That one does carry as well. Moving right along, a little bit faster than those Board of Works guys tonight. Sheesh. So that does take us up to old business. I don't notice anything under old business, so we would move right along to new business. And first up is Resolution 2024-01. And basically, this is just to allow the negotiation of sale for the 124-126 North Lebanon Street project. I believe you all received a copy of those via email. Rob, do we need to read a resolution in?
Yeah.
Would you like to read that in first?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. President, Commission, and just to also reiterate, we have provided the draft purchase agreement to the buyer. They've provided an initial review with some comments. What this resolution indicates is just, again, the authorization to move forward in this process, to negotiate and then come back before this commission for any type of approvals. So, and as I mentioned earlier, we could, if we need to, we can go into executive session before if there are any questions about specifics on incentives and whatnot. So with that, I'll read Resolution 2024-01. Again, is a resolution for this commission authorizing the president to negotiate the sale of the real property located at 124-126 North Lebanon Street. This commission issued an offer sheet for the property sale in accordance with Indiana Code. On September 5th, 2023, representatives of the City of Lebanon hosted a working session during which potential bidders were given the opportunity to tour the property on September 5th, 2023. In accordance with the offer sheet, this commission opened all bids submitted for the purchase and redevelopment of the property on October 10th of 2023. This commission received 3 bids in response to the offer sheet, one from each of the following entities: Vaughn Research and Capital, LLC, Douglas Homes, LLC, and Dunanimous Development. This commission discussed each of the bids at length during an executive session on December 4th of 2023. After due consideration of the statutory factors, this commission determined that the bid submitted by Douglas Homes is the highest and best bid for the development of the city's downtown commercial district. In light of this conclusion, this commission selected Douglas Homes by motion during a special meeting on December 12, 2023. This commission now seeks to authorize the president and the city attorney to negotiate the terms of the property with Douglas Homes. Therefore, be it resolved, this commission authorizes the president as well as the city attorney to negotiate with Douglas Homes of all the papers necessary for the property sale to Douglas Homes, including the draft purchase agreement that you've received a copy and it's attached as Exhibit A. All final purchasing documents must be approved by this commission in their final form prior to execution, and this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption by this commission.
Any questions from the commission? So again, just to clarify, this is just allowing negotiations until a purchase agreement would be in final draft form and approved by the full commission. So with that, then I would entertain a motion on Resolution 2024-01.
I'll make a motion for the approval of Resolution 2024-01.
Got a
As
motion?
read.
Perfect, thank you. We've got a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. That motion does carry 3-2. Moving on to item B under our new business, I'd like to welcome Missy Krulik with the Heart of Lebanon. This is on a funding request for the 2024 calendar year. I believe Missy has a little bit of data for us.
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you for having me tonight to discuss a funding request. So we'll get started. Ducks in a row here. So I'm here on behalf of the Heart of Lebanon. My name is Missy Krulik. I'm the executive director. We are a nationally accredited Main Street organization. And just to kind of tell you how hard that is, there's 119 Main Street organizations within the state of Indiana. There are only 15 that are nationally accredited, and we are one of them. If you attended our annual meeting, you heard somebody from Okra say that the Heart of Lebanon, Indiana's Main Street, is one of the ones that they direct people to when they want to give an example of a successful Main Street organization. So that was a nice pat on the back that Okra gave to us when they were here for our annual meeting. So I'll go ahead and start in with some of the data. Our successes in 2023, we hosted 35 community events, which included our farmers market, music on the plaza, our 4 business strolls, and then also our large events, which is Oktoberfest, Mischief on Meridian, Christmas on the Square, and a few other events. And we were pleased this year, we had our highest attendance. Our largest events, Mischief on Meridian and Christmas on the Square, we increased our attendance by thousands. So it was awesome to see. It's starting to become a tradition within Lebanon and something that families enjoy doing. Our social media reach, we reached 249,000 with our social media. We have Facebook and Instagram. And then combined with all of our pages that we run, we have 14,694 followers. Our grant funding last year increased 297%, which is a wonderful number. But you'll see that a lot of that is our alley-oop grant funding that we received. Without that, we received 6 grants, and we had a 23% increase without that large grant. Our volunteer hours were 1,138 hours. So we have a good volunteer base, and we need that in order to run our events. We had a lot of business engagement last year, and you can see it happens during a lot of our events. Our biggest business engagement, and this is local businesses and businesses countywide, we had 51 businesses that we had partner with us during Mischief on Meridian. So you can kind of see the different events and the number of businesses that we engage during those events. Also with our events, we were able to host 25 nonprofits at those events. They were able to set up a booth, talk a little bit about their nonprofit, and engage with the public. So we feel like that gives them a great platform, and we're pleased that we can provide that for the nonprofits that are located in Lebanon and around the county. We also did 4 placemaking projects. They included the bees. I don't know if you saw the stickers on the sidewalks downtown, follow the bees to the Youth Learning Garden. The Youth Learning Garden is behind Central Christian Church and does not get utilized a whole lot, and we wanted to let people know about this asset that we have in our district. And it was lots of fun seeing the kids follow the bees to the garden and get to explore that. So that was a great placemaking project. We also did the pinwheels back by popular demand. We had a request that the pinwheels come back, so we did that. We did ferry doors where kids could go around downtown and find the ferry doors, and so that was a fun little project for them to do. And then also we assisted with the mural on the side of the Merle Norman building. So if you see the 1920s Art Deco mural, we helped facilitate that. We had 3 events that engaged the youth. We did some special events for them. We hosted them at the junior market at one of our farmers market, and that was so much fun that we're doing it 2 times this year. So we're doing it in May and September. We're inviting the junior entrepreneurs in the city to come and set up their booths at the Lebanon City Market. So that when that comes around, make sure you come to that, because it's so much fun to see the kids interact with that. We also had the biggest little car cruise-in, where we handed out wooden cars at the library in different locations, and the kids got to paint their cars and bring them back to one of the car cruise-ins and set up their biggest little car cruise-in. So that was a lot of fun for the kids. They each got a medal when they brought their car back, and so that they entered into the car cruise-in. And then we also were involved in the summer reading kickoff. We had fairy doors that the kids colored so that we could tell them about the other fairy doors that were located around the downtown. Organizational development, we attended 19 educational opportunities. That included the National Conference in Boston, Preserving Historic Places Conference, the IMPA and Okra Downtown Conference, and then also community exchanges. We hosted one this last year, and we were able to attend one in Rushville. So we get to go to other communities and see what those main streets are doing and get ideas from that. Seeing what's successful and not successful. Engagements. This year, we were able to partner with the Boone County EDC, and we hosted an investor tour. We took a group of investors around the downtown, introduced the buildings, some investment opportunities that were available in the downtown. So that was a lot of fun. So we got to give kind of a historical tour and then also tell them which spaces would be available for development. We did host an Indiana Main Street Community Exchange in May, so that was a lot of fun. getting to host different Main Street communities around the state of Indiana. And Derek Warren was able to give a presentation on the facade grant to let other Main Streets know about the facade grant that the RDC has. So that was a lot of fun. I got to tell them how to research the history of your building. So I got to teach a class on that. So that was a lot of fun for me. And then also we had two stakeholder workshops as a part of our accreditation assessment and our transformational strategy workshops. We conducted 317 surveys across the community and across the businesses. One of those was the Downtown Community Survey. The community members got to go on and talk about what they liked about the downtown, what they didn't like about the downtown, and what we could improve. We also did a parking survey amongst the businesses downtown. We wanted to know, do you want parking restrictions or not? Do you like it the way that it is? 76% of the respondents said that they want parking restrictions in the downtown for their businesses. So that we gained some great information through those surveys. We also do event follow-up surveys, not only to the businesses, how did that event affect your business? Did you like it? Do you want it back? But also we reach out to the participants and ask them, what did you like about the event? What would make you come back? Different things like that. So we always like to gather, Main Streets love data. So we're always trying to gather as much data as we can. We had, with this data, we found out that we had 14 building rehabilitation projects in the downtown that happened with our buildings. 2 of them were new roofs. We had upper story activation. We had one business expand into another space, open up a wall and make their space bigger. And we had a lot of interior remodels. We also had some new mechanical equipment added to some of the buildings downtown. We had 5 new businesses come in to the downtown in 2023. So that was exciting, including the Brakeman project. And then we also had one business, we had 2 businesses change a little bit. We had Indiana Gifts, which moved into their permanent location. If you recall, we gave them an incubator spot the year before, and so they got to find a permanent location in the downtown because they were able to try it out in our incubator spot. And then one of the boutiques downtown kind of changed hands, but it kept going. So that was a change in one of the businesses. All right, so for our alley activation project, Alley Oop, you all know about that now. We were able to raise $105,241.27. And, oh, I got the date wrong there, didn't I? 2023. So we raised that last year through the Patronicity Grant, and the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority partnered with us on that. I am happy to announce that I'm going to be speaking at the national conference this year in Birmingham, Alabama, about this project. So Lebanon is going to be on the national stage. So that's pretty exciting this year. We also went through a transformational strategy workshop this year. This is required to be nationally accredited. So we did this in May, and part of that was the community surveys. We did 2 days of meetings. They reviewed a lot of data that they could put together, and they identified our transformational strategy for our downtown. Everybody gets a transformational strategy depending on what your assets are in your community, what your population is made up, what their likes and dislikes. So what our transformational strategy was identified as is be a destination for experiential consumerism. People want to come downtown and they want to experience something. They want to have a new experience, and it could be while they're buying something, they're in a store, they're taking a class, they're learning something. They want an experience to come downtown. So we came up with the transformational strategy, Linger Longer, Downtown Lebanon. So you'll hear that a lot this next year. And we'll follow that transformational strategy for 2 to 3 years. And then we'll go through the process again, just to make sure nothing has changed. So 2024 brings about some changes for our organization. Now the team is bigger. It'll be myself, still as the executive director, and we've also hired Sarah Burns as our event coordinator. She's in the audience. She's going to be working part-time this year, just helping out coordinate those events. It had become a lot to do just for one person, especially with all the reporting and the data collecting that I have to do as the executive director for Main Street. And then also we currently have 10 board members on our board of directors. And then also we have a Lebanon High School Career Connect intern, Max Campbell, who has been helping me out this year. He'll be there until May, so he's been a great asset. So that's just one change with the organization this year. I keep hitting the wrong button there. The second change will be our new location. In August, we started asking about a lease renewal for the place that we're in now. We were told by the current landlord that our rent would be rising to market rate. And so we started taking a look at if there were other opportunities in the downtown that maybe we could go. I reached out to all the building owners, said, do you have a space that might work well for our office? And I had the owner of this building reach out to me and said, we love what you're doing. We would love to have you in our space. So what's great about this is this space has not been utilized. It's just been a backdrop for movie posters for probably the last 8 years. So this is a pivotal corner in our downtown, right on Meridian and Main Street. And so we're excited to be able to activate this space and give it a place where visitors can come inside. It's a larger space than what we have now, and it's you can see it. We were kind of tucked back in the Heflin building. You had to walk by our office to notice that we were there. So we're really excited about this new space. So we will move into that at the end of February, so coming up really fast. 2024 events. This year we have the Eclipse event. We're doing a total eclipse in the heart. We're having an all 80s weekend. We're doing events Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So some of those things are roller skating. We're playing an 80s movie. We're having a Rubik's Cube demonstrations. We're having an 80s band. We're having a vendor fair. So we're doing a lot of things to try to entertain the people that are coming to town and give them something to do, and then also showcase what we have to offer here in Lebanon. So showing them a good time, so maybe some of them will want to come back, and then also for our residents here, giving them something to do and remember for this Eclipse event. So we're going to do all of our normal events, Farmers Market, Music on the Plaza, Christmas on the Square, Mischief on Meridian, Oktoberfest, all those events that people know and love. Placemaking, of course, we're going to continue working on alley-oop. Right now we have the poles in place. They went vertical last week, so that was exciting. Catenary lighting is going to be installed later this week, so that's very exciting that that's going in. So we're just doing a lot of work now to get that alley up and running. So, and then also last year we hired a consultant to come up with some placemaking ideas that we could use for grants and different opportunities that might come along where where companies wanted to do some placemaking things. So we hired a consultant. We got a catalog, if you will, of different placemaking items designed just for our downtown. And so these are two other placemaking items that we're going to be working on. One is a Lebanon bench that you can come and sit on, and then another one that we're currently working with the HPC with is the alley surface mural that celebrates the naming of the city of Lebanon. So a little bit of history and just harkening back to when we were founded. So that's what we've got in store for placemaking, some pretty big things going on there. Also, with our organization efforts, now that we have somebody to help us help me run some of the events, I can concentrate on more things that have been brought to my attention through our assessments that our Main Street should really look at. So one of those is becoming a certified local government that would allow us to have access to some more grants. Also, the DORA law that just passed, a designated outdoor refreshment area, along with historic tax credits. And then also really trying to address the issue of vacant properties in our downtown. And then also some maintenance of our downtown buildings to try to get those rentable and attractive to somebody who wants to come and lease that for hopefully retail or a business that people would want to come and shop and do something there. So that's something that we're going to be looking at this year. Also suggested by our transformational strategy and our assessments is that we will do a parking campaign. Just to tell, we hear all the time, there's nowhere to park, there's nowhere to park. And it's funny how you walk around downtown and there's parking spaces. And so we have to get over this misconception that there's nowhere to park downtown. So we can do this through a parking campaign, just making people aware of what parking spaces are available, where they're available, how little of a walk it is from a parking space to a business. So we're gonna be doing some of that. We're also working to get a sign on the interstate that will lead people to our historic downtown Lebanon. So drawing other visitors into our square. And then of course, Linger Longer in downtown Lebanon. We'll be working with businesses to create opportunities for experiences, and then also working with them to align their hours, encourage them to align their hours with when visitors are here and people can shop a little bit after hours. Do it every time. All right, so that's my presentation tonight. This is my contact information if anyone needs to get a hold of me. I'm here tonight for a funding ask. With our increase in budget, things seem to just keep increasing on us. Of course, everyone has that issue, but with our added staff, our professional services have gone up. And even to bands, I remember back in 2020, we could get a band for $200, and now we can't even touch one person for $200. So our costs just each year continually to increase. So I'm asking for funding of $75,000 from the RDC this year.
Thank you, Missy. So just real quick, obviously, just as a full disclosure, I am the president of the Redevelopment Commission as well as the Heart of Lebanon. So I will be abstaining from any votes. But just as a reminder from last year, funding amount was $58,000, correct? Mm-hmm. So a slight increase in the ask. Any questions from the commission? Points to Missy.
Come out of the downtown TIF? Is that where's the funding come from, downtown?
Yes. Yeah, essentially. So the TIF has been completely consolidated. So our TIF is TIF. But yes, so one big adjustment that you see is we may all say linger longer together here in a minute. The adjustment is really to get away from simply being an event organization and really being that liaison to our partners in the downtown and how we can drive business into those downtown partners, which obviously in turn, turns into food and beverage tax, turns into increased assessed values, those sorts of things. So you have a question or a point?
Just first, a compliment. I think done a very good job. I'm impressed with the numbers and the increases. And not only that, just my own visual view as a community member. We've made a big difference down here. So you can connect all of the little linger longer and, boon in the moon or whatever we're doing with our eclipse. Very nice. I would suggest in the future, as you present and you're asking for funding increases, it would be good to have a budget and actual so that the committee can look at, where you're at. I mean, you talk about $105,241 increase, over 200% increase in grant. Those are phenomenal numbers. It just helps to put them, it would help me if it was in perspective. Normally when we look at those kind of increases, just to have an idea of budget. The additional staff, I think, is warranted without question as you've expanded your event offerings. The due diligence you have to do as executive director and answering everybody's request for data for, you name it, whatever, national, state, agency. So I think I feel personally it's fully warranted. I just would ask in the future, I assume this is not a one and done request, so in the future it would be helpful to have that budget and actual. And if I missed that, I apologize. I don't recall seeing that though.
Yeah, no, I did not.
Okay. And that's not a questioning of need or validation. It's simply a
Okay.
old school request for, hey, if you're going to ask for money, let's see where you went with it. But no, my compliments and sincerely, there's been significant expansion of downtown opportunities, both visual and actual. And I compliment you and your staff on the work you've done.
Thank you.
Not so much on the board of directors, but on the staff, I think you've done a great job. Thank you very much.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I echo those sentiments. Any other questions or comments from the commission?
Clarification, statewide, I'm trying to deal with a lot of communities that in my association we deal with on how they're going to handle everything from traffic to increased flow for the eclipse. How's that coming? Are you coordinating and working all that? Because we are ground zero on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Main Street's been warning about this since last January. Yeah. So luckily with some of the conferences I told you about, they had people that had experienced the total eclipse in 2017. So we got to hear firsthand of what this is going to do to your community. So I'm grateful for the Discover Boone County, the CVB, who has taken a big role in letting everybody know about what's coming, all the organizations in the cities and towns. And then Joe LePage is also, organizing the city as a whole, and then the Heart of Lebanon is doing their part to bring events and different things to the downtown. So, and then also communicating with our businesses. This is what it's going to be like. You're going to have to make sure if you're a restaurant that you order your supplies in advance and you don't wait till that day. Same with businesses, retail businesses. You might have trouble getting your employees to work that day. So let's have a plan that you can make sure that your employees can get there in town. So it's been good to be that liaison between what's going to happen and what they should expect. They're still not believing. It takes a while to get that this is actually going to be huge. So it's just constantly chipping away at that and letting them know what's happening.
Again, my compliment. I know that be proactive in that. All pun aside, this will be the brightest dark spot we've had in our community in a century. So, I just hear all kinds of communities struggling with everything from parking to, business issues and getting people in and out. So,
Yeah.
my compliment to you and the group that you're working with on that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Deal. So with that, I would entertain any motions in regards to a funding request.
I'll make the motion for $75,000 to the Heart of Lebanon.
You have a motion. Do we have a second?
How much was that?
75,000.
I'll second that.
Yeah, from 58 to 75.
We're not raising 75, we're raising it.
Correct, to 75.
Raising it to 75.
Not
From
75.
58.
It's total 75,000.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I bet Missy would love that, but no, 75 total.
I just want to make sure it's correct.
Yeah. So 75 grand total for the year of 2024. So we do have a motion. We have a
I'll
second.
second.
It's been seconded again. All those in favor, please signify with an aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. I do abstain. So that motion does carry 4-0. On to the next one. Missy, you can go ahead and stay at the mic there if you will, but it's more of a conversation driven by me. So Missy mentioned she is been asked to speak at the National Main Street Convention, which this year is located down in Birmingham. Beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. Last year it was in Boston. But one thing, I was able to visit last year as a member of the Heart of Lebanon, and I'd really love to see us as leaders of the community, both the Redevelopment Commission and City Council, to maybe make that trip with Missy to see, A, kind of take a little victory lap for the alley-oop deal, but B, take a look at what National Main Street is about, visit some of those items. So my request here was to fund up to 3 individuals from the Redevelopment Commission and City Council on Redevelopment Commission dime to go to that. The dates are May 5th, 6th, and 7th. So it's a Sunday through Tuesday.
No, it
Maybe
goes
the
into
8th as well.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
It goes into Wednesday.
So the 8th then, the May 5th through May 8th. My thought was, obviously we have 2 members that represent both. So Dick and Keith, if you'd be interested, I think that would make a lot of sense for Redevelopment Commission and City Council side. Maybe another member from council. And then a member from this board also. So that was kind of my thought. There is a reduced pricing for city representatives. So as far as the convention itself goes, it's only a couple $100 per person. You're more looking at the getting down there, the hotel and the food is the cost. So 3 individuals, my guess would be 10,000, not to exceed, total for all 3. Yeah, and food, and food, because that's going to be included as well.
I would extend to Missy that you might come to the council, one of the council meetings, and talk, and present to us about the Main Street, and bring it up. You'd like to see some of the council members come, and
Rather
we
see
got
it,
funding in our budget for conferences and
okay,
stuff.
rather see it go
Might be
that,
able to,
okay,
might be a couple of people might be interested in doing that.
okay,
We could fund it out of the council side.
awesome. Perfect. So let's pursue that avenue then. And then if the council decides, RDC can help out with that potentially, maybe we could. So, good deal. Thank you so much, Missy.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it. And with that, and in the interest of time, we have one more item, and that is the claims. I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we pay claims?
I second the motion.
Motion to pay, second to pay. All those in favor, please signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. That does carry. And last one for the evening, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor, please signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next regularly scheduled meeting will be in March. Thank you.